And welcome to another episode of Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar in Youngstown, Ohio, on Mahoney Avenue. And with me now is co-host Ryan Kelly, one of the co-owners here at the bar. Where do we start? You disappointed in your Urson Irish at all? We'll start there.
Yeah, as we talked last week, when you have to go down to Steubenville and play the Big Red, you're obviously, I don't care how good you are, you're at a disadvantage a little bit going down there. Probably the toughest place to play in Ohio. But it's not getting better, which is scary. It's every week, and
What's the pulse over there? Do you know?
Everyone's disappointed because it's been a long time since they've had this kind of 2 years in a row where they've struggled a little bit. So I think everyone's a little bit disappointed. But they're young. It's just that schedule is just
it's
too
bad.
It doesn't let you off the hook.
No.
There's no confidence games, and
No.
you play the team from New York. You think it'll be a confidence
Yeah.
game, and they're a really good team. So it's to the point where if somebody calls you, they're good. They're not just calling you out of the blue. So I don't know. It's just this week they have your boys.
Thursday.
On Thursday. So
And that's
I
at
don't know.
YSU, right?
Yeah, at YSU.
Will you be there?
I will be there Thursday. So it's big. I know
Bournemouth's going to win. I'm
still-
allowed to say that.
There's still an outside chance to playoffs, but I don't think
No.
it's because they got to win out and they got to go to
Yeah.
St. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they have Boardman,
They have
Mooney.
Mooney, St. Bees, and Mooney. Talk about another disappointment. So far it's just.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Of all teams, Akron Bucknell.
Really,
actually,
that's the game
of
you want.
all-
That's what Urson wants at Akron Bucknell on their
And of
schedule.
all ways to lose to Akron Bucknell, a field goal.
A field goal at the end of the game.
I think it's actually the first field goal in school history that they kicked.
Unbelievable, huh?
So, yeah.
It's disappointing. I didn't know.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's. I got the text and from somebody on Saturday. I think you got to be kidding, right? This is a joke, but yeah.
I didn't know till Monday morning. I opened
Yeah.
up the paper because I was, Ohio State
Yeah,
game, and
yeah.
time I got home, I was working Sunday pretty much all
Mhm.
day, and I had to go open up the paper on Monday, and oh my God, why? I didn't know why you had lost.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
YSU
Book right on the front
lost in
page.
a
Oh my God! Wow, what did I miss?
heartbreaking type game, and they got a quarterback, that team that YSU had. You have to schedule off topic a little bit. And a Minnesota transfer, man, he's a player.
Yeah.
He's a tough kid for that level.
But Ron, do you think how does that affect their season from your perspective? This is a big game Saturday.
Yeah, well, obviously they're playing the best team in the country on Saturday. It's a tough stretch. That was a tough one to lose because you have them, and you got to go to Northern Iowa. So it's a tough little stretch. But I guess it's easier said than done. You win your home games in the playoffs, but they're just like Ursuline, but you don't get a break now. So it's
Well, at least
tough
have the
stretch.
back end of the season a little break. Where Urson has no break.
Yeah,
so.
kind of the middle is where the meat of their schedule is. Obviously, that South Dakota State win is enormous. Last week would have been huge, coming in, but I'll be there Saturday. I'm actually traveling with the team in Northern Iowa in a couple weeks. I'm excited about
Excuse
seeing
me.
that one. Yeah, I'm jet setting.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag or anything.
Excuse
but,
me.
No, we get to go one game a year, and I'm excited. So I want to see the Uni Dome down there.
Yeah.
So.
Between you and Potesta here, man, jeez.
All right, listen. This guy, Bob Costas, he's
Ronnie?
Yeah. He's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, credentialed in.
Yeah,
I told him I was going.
I'm
Yeah,
Mr.
I'll be
Credential.
there.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
in the
be,
press box, so you're.
Well, I mean, coming from the guy who's credentialed all them Buckeye
wow.
games, man. Come on.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So what's exciting for you high school wise? I mean, I don't know. Who are
you
you
know-
looking at? I know you study the different.
Yeah, I'm
Sites
interested
a
to
little bit
see.
more.
Coach Guerrero, who's going to be here today, he got that big win against Western Reserve. It seems like it's funny. Western Reservers know in between. It's either they beat up a team or they get
True.
beat up.
Yeah,
and it's
really.
Just, South Range got another big win.
I was at that game.
And
Very
I was
impressed.
going to ask you, but I guess I'll get to that question. But that's another big win for them. I'm interested to see. Mooney's going to play Harding, and that's a game that
Mooney will beat Harding.
I would expect.
Well, the fact you lost to
but,
Buchtel,
that's what I mean.
But I mean, they should beat Harding.
They're in a weird spot. Canfield's still rolling. I think JFK.
What do you think about? We have Chet Allen here today. What do you think about Liberty?
Yeah,
Little Lynn Bowden 2.0.
They got it going, man. And talk about. Those two are literally family members.
That's
Dre
what it is,
Rushton and
yeah.
Lynn, and he is a 2.0 kid. And the nice part is, Coach Kyler brought Dre Rushton there. You know, he helped raise that kid,
Yeah.
and he stayed loyal to Liberty, which is, you know, and I'm glad it worked out for him, and it's just
Well, who stayed loyal to Liberty?
Dre Rushton. He stayed
Oh,
at Liberty.
okay,
You know,
gotcha.
he
I
didn't
thought
go
you-
to he
Coach
didn't
Kyler
go
did.
no he didn't go to Harding. He didn't go to Harding when Coach Kyler did, and he stayed loyal, and you know, it's really worked out for him. And I think Coach Allen, he's doing a great job. It's always, first of all, Coach Allen is
He's
one
funny.
of he's one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, it's just the things you can say on camera and can say, but either
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
he'll make you laugh.
And he's a
the
Michigan
entire
guy
time.
too, so well.
But he's a, you know, I think he was a ball boy at Liberty.
Yeah, he was
you
the
know,
whole
so
gamut, yeah.
That's just that's cool to see somebody like have that success. It's kind of like, you know, in a smaller thing when like Paul Kemp was a ball boy for us at Ursa, and then he goes
Yeah.
to win 3 state championships as a quarterback. So that stuff's cool to, you know, be a part of that. But I'm happy for him. But hey, you know, they're coming in hot to that.
Okay, they're going to win the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then that Gerard game, that might be one we got to go
That
check
might be
out,
a-
man.
For playoffs.
Well, I
they
don't
either-
know because you're gonna.
the
have,
loser might be out.
Yeah, because you're gonna have.
If Gerard loses at 9-0, they might be out
That'll be a tough because you.
to Liberty.
I
If they
really want to
lose-
see Poland Canfield,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
on the flip
yeah,
side,
no,
you know, I don't
yeah,
know.
That's probably the game, though.
but I'm actually gonna be in Notre Dame that weekend. So
Oh, tough.
yeah, I got
Oh,
field
wow,
pass. No, I'm
that's-
joking. Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, so I gotta go see a real college football team play, not those Buckeyes, I guess.
We got Penn State coming up in a couple weeks, though, down there.
Is that on the 21st?
No, that's the following week. It's 21st. I'm going to Alabama game.
That's right. That's right. It's
Tennessee,
the 28th.
Alabama.
That'll be when I'm at the Notre Dame game.
At the
so.
28th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a night game?
Probably. I don't know if
Okay.
it. I think it's a 4:30 game or an
Okay.
afternoon game,
Yeah.
which is good. I like those games
Yeah.
for me.
Mhm.
It works out good for me. So Liberty Gerard, who you taking? I know it's early.
When it gets there,
when it gets there, can they beat him? Gerard's
I
probably
think
not
a
going to
sh- I
lose
think
in
a
the regular
shootout,
season.
man. But I don't know.
Wouldn't it be a shame if Gerard goes 10-0 and doesn't make the playoff?
That'll be.
They're
you
going to
know,
be on the road
it-
probably if they
it-
do.
It will and it won't. You know, it will be a shame, but it's like, you know, how many times you got. Ohio high school football has the best system in the entire country for getting teams in the playoffs. So you got. I mean, it's not. You know what it takes to get in. You got to be
I
quality
just wonder
teams.
if they get in, if Wade and his receiver are good enough to take that team to where they go.
I mean, I think
and
they
his
could win.
name escapes me, and he was here with us.
I think they can win some games there, but I'm going to go with Liberty. I'm going to go.
Really?
I'm going to go with Chet. I think it's going to be.
Wow.
That kid's a senior. I mean, he's been
Wow.
banging it out for 4 years. So, although Gerard's got it rolling defensively as well.
Which is kind of surprising.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the Poland Gerard scrimmage early
Yeah,
in the
you
year, and
know,
they got annihilated.
To
by
see a little
Poland.
bit, I think you know, Coach Pearson's a guy who hangs his hat defensively.
Yeah.
And I've watched him over the years, you know, in games of the week, and they kind of changed their whole defense. What they did, they went from just getting his type of defense he always ran. Now it seems like they're just putting their best, most athletic kids on the field, and it's really they're speed guys. They're moving around, they're blitzing, and that seems to have success. But that's something that JFK did, but obviously that's not working out too well right now, losing the team from Canada. But
So we think Canfield's got a good shot. Poland's got a good shot.
yeah.
Poland's going to be up Lakeview, you think?
You know, yeah, I would think so.
You think?
I would think so. Although Lakeview's
It
playing
hasn't
some
won
good
since they
football
lost.
right
It
now.
hasn't lost since
yeah.
the Holland game.
Yeah, they're playing some good football right now.
I just think Poland's too strong. I mean, I really.
You know, I think so too. I think Poland's.
I think
probably,
they're the best team in the area. I think
I-
they're better than Canfield right
I think so too. I think they have the best chances in the area to make a run. You know, I don't know how far they'll go.
now. And they're the only
But
public school that's won a state championship
yeah,
around here.
and they
Right? Am I
got a-
wrong on that? I think
No, yeah, you're right. You're correct. And they got a chance to,
99.
yeah,
The year my
to-
dad
to
passed
go.
away. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a
So who else? Urson put a fork in him. Boardman, will they make it? Will Boardman get in?
they got to win this week and they got to win out. You know,
Can they beat Fitch?
They still have Canfield on the schedule.
They have
correct?
Fitch. No,
You know?
Fitch. They have
Yeah, Fitch. Yeah.
Fitch and Lakeside or something
Fitch,
like
yeah,
that.
okay.
But
yeah,
Fitch,
so
they got to beat Fitch. That's a
and
rivalry game.
Fitch,
That's,
you never know what Fitch team you're going to get, but
Exactly.
at the same time, I think that Fitch is a young team and they're kind of rebuilding, but they hang
But
around.
they're
with
okay,
everybody.
yeah, they're
They hang
okay.
around with everybody.
They
yeah.
could beat you if the circumstances are right, but I think Boardman could win that game. But you
I
never know.
just, you
Boardman,
know,
you never know who's going
I
to.
think losing
show
that
up.
losing that running back and you know the couple of the wrong injuries for Boardman
Yeah,
really.
and
You know,
Racy, good-
it's kind of
good
it's,
young
it's
kid.
really a
It's time for Michael Horror to take over the team, and I think
Yeah,
he
it's-
showed a little bit of that against.
it's a one
Harding.
dimension. Yeah, it's a one dimensional thing for them. You know.
Yeah,
but I don't
mainly
think
running,
you know.
yeah.
I don't think that
Him
Harding.
and Jennings. Can him and Jennings do it for them?
You know, I don't know. You know, I
At least get them to the
Yeah,
playoffs.
those Urson guys. You know, they need this win bad. You know,
Yeah,
and it's just
it's
not
not
just
gonna- it's
it
not
may not
gonna
be for the playoffs, but it's
not
just
gonna
for. I don't know. I'm not gonna pick against my guy. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so let's go fast forward. Is your Thursday here at the bar like Friday this week, or no, or not really?
You know, I think it will be just because of the whole.
And it's at Ursuline.
Yeah, because you know
That helps.
Ursuline's at home, so
Do you get an
obviously-
Ursuline draw before?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
games?
we'll get
Before and
a
after?
good draw before and after. Obviously, if they win, anytime, no matter you know, you're gonna get a bigger draw. So hopefully they do win. I think a lot of the schools have a 4-day weekend this weekend.
Yeah,
so
'cause
I think the kids are off on Friday, so we're hoping to get the kids come here and eat because it's not just we're just a bar and the kids that come on the show they come here and eat, they get wings. So we're hoping for a good crowd on Thursday. We'll have a good crowd tomorrow, Wednesday, for the Game 5 of the Indians.
True.
So hopefully that, and then
We're taping Tuesday.
yeah, the Buckeyes are at night on Saturday as well as YSU.
YSU.
Which
Are you YSU bound this week?
yeah, I will be at the YSU game this week. It is tough that night game, but you can't. I mean,
I wish it was 1 o'clock.
it is.
No,
It is, and I think
I'd have been loving
a
it.
lot of the coaches, and talking to them, they like the day games. I think if you ask any coach, I think other than for recruiting purposes, I think all the coaches would love to play at noon every week. Play those early games and get in and out. But it's just at the same time, it's a primetime game against one of the best teams in the country. And what sucks is it was reported they would have had College Game Day
That's what
had they
talking
but-
with Dana before the show
Yeah,
here down
it's
there.
just-
He was
it's just-
one of our guests today as well.
Yeah, it's just how it works out, and but Dana does a. I don't know if you've seen Dana, those guys do those. He fires some questions at them YSU coaches, and he keeps them off guard. He does a great job, and I'm excited to hear you interview him because he's a great job, and we have a lot of good local guys, and he's definitely one of them.
Yeah, and I like having him on the show here with us.
Yeah.
too. Now, are you just collecting college jerseys, or do you have a connection there?
Yeah, well, my
or
best
what-
man at my wedding, AJ Chance, he's actually the director of ticketing at Cal. And so I said I got to see a game there last year, which was awesome.
You flew out there?
Yeah, I flew out to see the Washington game last year.
Oh, yeah?
Who, I thought that they had a chance to win the playoff last year after seeing them live. I mean, they were big, but then they ran into Alabama. So I guess I got to ask you this question before we get rolling. If you had to do your top 4 right now in college,
In college?
yeah, who would you?
Well, Clemson, Alabama. Probably, I don't want to say Georgia, but I guess probably Georgia. And who am I missing?
Well, you
That's all I
got.
can think of right now off the top of my
I'm
head.
sure you don't want to say Penn State, but
Oh, Penn
that's
State.
probably
Yeah,
what's that,
yeah.
but,
Put them 4.
From
That's,
what I've
that's
seen,
my 4.
From what I've seen physically, and this is
Not-
my exact order, I would say number 1 from just what I've seen, Clemson. Number 2 is Georgia. Number 3 is Alabama. Number 4 is Penn State.
So we're
now,
close.
do I
We're
think
close.
now do I think Alabama at the end of the day is probably better than Georgia? Yes.
Yes.
But from who Georgia has played, and
Notre
it's
Dame.
not Notre
Notre
Dame,
Dame.
but it's not
Ooh.
Notre Dame. But I mean,
Ooh.
they've beaten up on some teams. I mean, they've beat the
Yeah.
doors off. Teams are supposed to. But the SEC is way overrated. It's just, it's beyond overrated. And I'm interested to see. I watched all of the, the Wisconsin game
Yeah.
on Saturday. They're not great offensively, but man, they compete on defense and
Yeah.
they give trouble.
And they have a decent quarterback. So they
Yeah,
could
I
put it
watched the
together.
whole. Another one. I watched the whole Penn State Northwestern game. Northwestern is such a funny team to to watch and play. Like you could put some wagers against Northwestern. Next thing you know, it's 10-0. They just
I know, but geez, they were holding Barkley down in
Uh-huh.
the first half. -1 yard.
Listen,
We had a TV on during the tailgate, and I was kind of
before the year,
catch that.
and I'm going to stay true to it because they're playing good. I predicted before the year that Ohio State would beat Penn State. And I know you guys are in a little bit of a rebuilding and you're young, but I just think your
We
front.
beat Penn State. We're not rebuilding. That's for sure.
You're right, and I think you're getting better at the right time, and I just think
But
that
the competition isn't there. I mean, I
know,
understand
it's-
that part, but it's still
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
executing. Don't matter who you're lining up, 11 guys. You're executing.
No, I think you're going to have the same issue that you had last year where Penn State's front's going to make JT throw the ball downfield, but I think you're a little bit better at running back this year.
But
So,
I think their offensive line is won't. be
oh
able to-
yeah, I mean
and
look
our-
at Northwestern.
and our
they're
defensive
gonna
line,
they're gonna struggle to get Barkley
But
going.
Barkley's a player, though. I mean, he's a game breaker. And so is their tight end. I like
Yeah,
the
but
tight end.
slowly, I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's mobile. They got a good. I mean, they have a good team. They have a good team. I just, You know, USC's been a disappointment. As
The
I
whole
say
Pac-12.
that,
I mean,
they'll beat us up.
Washington State's one of the best teams in the Pac-12, right? Am
Yeah,
I
and
right?
they're not.
I'm just,
And, you know,
Washington State.
and
That's
I
like,
refuse.
that's like Indiana being the best team in the Big Ten.
Exactly, and I refuse to give them the respect
They don't deserve
after
it yet. Yeah.
after
Let 'em earn it.
fired Minnesota coach embarrassed them last year in that bowl game. I refuse to give Washington State that respect.
You talking about Jerry Kill?
The- Tracy Claw or whatever his name was, that was the interim guy.
Okay,
yeah.
interim guy.
So it's like, you
He
know,
went out. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
But no, I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's some, you know, the Big Ten's gonna get. It's gonna get real good here. I think you got some good coaches in the Big Ten. Obviously, Penn State's doing a
Michigan
great
losing
job.
doesn't help the persona of
No.
the Big Ten. But,
And here's my other thing, and I know that
but I loved it anyway.
I guess you can make an
Michigan
argument.
losing tiddlywinks.
I guess you can make an argument,
fine.
but if people want to call Harbaugh way overrated and everything, that's fine. You guys can get rid of Harbaugh. Notre Dame will take. I'll take 10 wins every year, 9, 10 wins. If that's bad and overrated, so be it. But you know, that's a bad loss though at home
It is.
to,
To Michigan,
a
to their-
bad Michigan State
To their
team.
stepchild.
Yeah, a bad Michigan State team. So that one I can't defend, but.
All right, well, we'll catch up with you back at the end of the show. And,
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to hear Dana and the two coaches we have here tonight, and even Podesta.
Yeah.
He's our regular guy here on this show, and I know you're a fan of his radio show a little bit too as well.
I guess you could say that.
Oh well.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar on Mahoney Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. And welcome back to Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar on Mahoney Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. And with me now is the head coach of the, I don't know if I want to say surprising Liberty Leopards this season, but Chet Allen, thanks for coming on the show. I know it's a busy week with a Thursday night game for you.
Thanks for having me.
We're taping Tuesday here, and Chet was kind enough to come in. And we had to get you in, well, at least while you're hot still. You're on a little roll.
5 in a row. We're searching for 6, so
Yeah.
hopefully we get that Thursday night.
So what's the secret in Liberty right now?
Doing what they're told to do and doing stuff the right way. It's very simple. We stopped turning the ball over on special teams. We stopped turning the ball over. Period. So hopefully that continues on Thursday night.
Now, obviously, you say Liberty, you think of Dre Rushton. Am I wrong?
Correct.
He's the straw that makes everything
He
go.
is the
He's
straw.
the straw that shakes. He's the whole deal.
He's the whole thing.
How good is he? Let's talk so we know. Let's get to know Dre Rushton here from your perspective.
Very quiet young man, but very positive. He gets on his teammate. He's a very strong-willed young man. He's the toughest kid that I've been around for a long while. He's what you want in a locker room, where he's going to take over the locker room no matter the biggest kid or the smallest kid. He's going to take care of everybody and wants them to follow him, and let's all do this together. That's his kind of his mantra.
What does he obviously bring to the table on the gridiron for you?
Very smart kid. He sees things, and we use some of it. Sometimes he wants to do a little bit more than what we might have in our playbook, but other than that, he's smart offensively, defensively. We kind of give him a little break on special teams, but he manages to go back there and grab a punt or two, and he's taking those back to the house. So it kind of makes our defensive coordinator a little bit mad, because then they got to go back out on defense, and I'm getting itchy because I want to call some more offensive plays to get the ball in our playmakers' hands.
Now, excuse me for using the name, but is he Lynn Bowdenish in any way for you? And did he saw him in the program?
He's definitely
is he an inspiration to him,
think,
maybe?
I think
don't
somewhere down the road they're family. So he's definitely emulated. He's definitely grown up in Lynn's shadow on how to prepare, on how to be.
Lynn left you after his sophomore season.
Yes, when I became the head coach, Lynn was
You didn't have
on
him
his
then
way.
at all?
I did not have him at all. So
Bummer.
I coached against him.
Yeah.
Coached against him when he was a freshman and a sophomore at Liberty, and the best game we had was his sophomore year. We only lost by, I think, 6 or 9 points.
And
one
you
of
were
the
with
two.
who?
I was at Niles at the time.
Niles, okay.
So that was the best thing. But boy, watching him run, it was like he was gliding. So not that Dre doesn't have that in him,
Are they similar in any way?
their shiftiness, their football awareness. I mean, they're very, very smart young men, and
Athletically,
they're great
is he his
leaders
peer,
too.
would you say?
I think I want to believe Lynn's just a little bit bigger. We got one more growth spurt out of Dre, and probably when he gets to college and gets to eat at the tables that we've been visiting, and he sees all the food and running around where he doesn't have to worry about anything about books and weights and eating. He'll grow into his body.
Well, while we're talking about him, you mentioned a couple colleges are starting to get interest in him.
Yeah, he's got a couple. He's got Albany. Really, they offered him early. Furman has shown some like to him. The D2s, Lake Erie College. We've sent stuff to them. Ohio U really. We went down there and visited, so he's been
great.
seeing a lot
That
of
would be
places.
great.
Oh heck yeah! So Toledo, we went up and seen Toledo. That was a good time, and his brother played there. So
Oh, yeah?
that was kind of fun for him to go back. I think that was his first official visit, and he got a little sick on just being nervous being there.
Really?
Oh yeah. My son and I were there. My son's 5 years old. He's running around the field with the Toledo Rockets like he owns the joint, playing
the
catch.
gospel.
Oh, he was having so much fun, and Dre was too busy running outside or running to the bathroom throwing up, and I'm like, did you eat something wrong? I don't know. I go, is this your first visit? He goes, yeah. I go, now I understand.
Yeah.
So that was kind of his getting baptized into the recruiting process.
So what is the secret for you guys? What's working well for Liberty right now?
Kids are disciplined. Kids are following the plan, and the plan is do right, do it as fast as you can, and everything else will fall into place. And when these kids go fast, if we screw up, it's still a good thing because they're going fast. But when they're going fast and it's done the right way, they're blocking, they're tackling, they're making catches, they're hitting the holes where they're supposed to be, they're blocking correctly. Everything's getting done the right way, and that's why we're successful. There's no other formula.
Now, besides Dre, who else is clicking for you? Who else you relying on?
Our running backs are finally scoring. Last year it took us to week 7. So this year, with Brian Maddox and Charles Picard, they're performing. We're getting our other running back and Jalen McKinney's got a little bum ankle, but we're going to get him back in so we could have a 3-headed monster back there and take some pressure off of Dre. And he's throwing the ball out to Capone Haywood, and Quayshawn Campbell had a big night last Friday against Champion, but those guys are really stepping up, going hungry for the ball. Our trainer always says every week, I can't believe how much these wideouts go out and fight for the ball because they want them. Everybody wants to make plays. You give somebody the ball, it's not about first downs with these guys. It's about making plays. They all want to be seen. They all want to pick each other up. They're all pulling for each other. That's another thing. This is a team effort. If Dre's name's on the top of the marquee, but it's really the Leopards. We're all doing it together.
Sure. Now, were you surprised in any way with your big victory last Friday? I mean, the margin at least.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to get that big, that quick.
They're having not a down season.
We scored
in Champion.
41 in the second quarter. I mean, it wasn't
Incredible.
It was unbelievable. I really want to believe that our biggest victory so far has been Brookfield. I mean, I thought for sure Coach Clark and his squad that it was going to be a toe-to-toe battle, and we were going to have to fight it out, especially over there at the pit. But boy, we showed up to play that night, and that's kind of set the tone for us. It really has, and the kids believe in it. The kids believe in us now, and more we believe in them even more. So it's keeping it simple. It's letting them play. It's letting them fly around.
Now,
Got to make it fun.
Is the playoffs guiding your trip at all?
Jefferson's guiding our trip right now.
Yeah.
That's all we're worried about. I told somebody last night that I have assistant coaches that get to worry about the other stuff.
Is anybody punching the numbers out?
Oh, if they are, I don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
I'm just.
Just Jefferson.
It's just Jefferson right now.
And Newton Falls.
And then it'll
And
be
then
Newton Falls, and
then
then
the
it'll
big
be
one.
then it'll be the rival.
Now what is that rival like? Gerard?
It doesn't get any better than it if you've ever played in it. I mean, these other guys playing these other Ursuline Mooney, never been a part of it. Watched it, been to the game, but Gerard Liberty, it's when you're that part of Trumbull County and you're that part of Belmont, it's going to get back to what it used to be.
Where's it at?
It's over there.
And we're Mark Wade against Dre Rushton and company.
Correct. It's going to be
Yeah.
Liberty versus Girard.
mano y mano. What's scary? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be mano y mano. I mean, they're going to have 10 other guys around them, and we're going to have 10
Yeah,
other
but
guys
just-
around
you gotta
him. But
really
hopefully,
man up.
we are just a little bit of a better magician, and they don't know where the ball's going or how it's getting down there, and against a player of Mark Wade's that we could disguise things and blitz him so he doesn't know.
But he's very elusive as well, too, though.
Well,
He's got a lot.
we got some elusive
Yeah.
guys too that could get to him, so
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
You know, I don't know, you probably don't want to hear this, but that could be all on the line for the playoffs for both of you guys.
And that-
Gerard
that-
could be 10-0 and not make the playoffs. It's conceivable.
Well-
He could be 9-1 and not make the playoffs, losing
Well,
to you guys.
we're gonna hope that we're gonna take care of Jefferson, and then we'll
And
move
you
on
got-
to them.
Is it 2 losses now? 5-2?
Yeah, we started the season off. Struthers was a loss, and then
Tough team.
we shot ourselves in the foot against Lakeview, and we're up at halftime. We come out and give the ball right back to them on a kick return, and
Lakevie's a pretty good football team. Coming
Just-
off a loss to Highland that week.
yes,
They
Yep.
lost the opener to Highland. They haven't
then
lost since.
they beat us by 10. So
Yeah. Dre Rushing, is he as good as anyone you've come across so far this year?
I've been around this year.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
year,
he's probably
I
one
don't
of the
think.
best.
I don't think this year. I mean, he's just an amazing kid. He's good all the way around. My son just loves him. My daughter loves him. He's a good-hearted kid. He gives everything he has, and he flies around and picks people up. He misses a play, and he'll apologize to the wideout. He'll apologize to me. Let's just do it right. We'll do it again. He'll stop plays in the middle and say let's run it again because he wants to get it right for his teammates. So if he's just that type of leader, and he doesn't let it. He's grown into that. When I first got the job, he was a sophomore, and it was, we were trying to force it upon him, force upon the leadership. By midseason last year, he finally jumped into the spot, and he went and took it over, and he took control of the locker room, and he took control of the practice field. Not in a bad way, but he's just like that guy. Like, for instance, last Friday we're winning. They played, the varsity starters played one snap at the third quarter, and we scored a touchdown, and they were done. So all of a sudden I had a little shadow next to me and Dre, and I knew he was up to something. So I kept
Calling
watching.
plays?
No, not just that. He was up to something. Him and his teammates. I don't know what they were going to do, but every time I looked over, he
Ice
was
cooler?
yeah, and I just let him know we're not there yet. So let's just, and then
You run a tight ship, huh?
you have to with these guys, or else it'd just be craziness. You gotta watch them. You gotta watch them like hawks.
Is this the Liberty that you grew up with? Or is this different?
No. Well,
You're a Liberty guy. Tell us
were-
about yourself.
We were raised that way, but I think these guys had a little less discipline, and we came in there and had to win it back. But I grew up in the high school now. Where the high school is now used to be 2 practice fields. That was my babysitter because I had 2 brothers that were 10 and 11 years older than me. So I went to the practice field. And I ran around,
Ball boy?
and I had to dress the 7-man sled with the old ones where you had to put the things over and wrap
Sure.
it in the back and put the big head on it. I never knew how to do that, and those things weighed more than me. First time ever in life. So
So you were a ball boy, everything. at Liberty.
ball boy, water boy,
You grew up with it.
get taped to dummies, push down, everything. So
Is this a dream for you in any way? Is that over
Uh,
characterizing?
it could, yeah. I mean,
That you're
I never,
head
I never,
coach of Liberty?
I never thought it was going to happen. But when the chance arose, it was meant to be. So I'm glad to be back to be a Leopard again, and will
fun?
always be a Leopard.
Is
so.
it fun, regardless of victories? or
Oh
failures?
heck yeah,
Victories or
heck
losses?
yeah! If it's not, you're in the wrong
Yeah.
business. I mean, there's a couple of times I'm going to pull my hair out. That's why I shave it. So, I mean, and there's other times where I'm just so happy I don't want to leave the blockhouse, but I have to go home because of my wife and kids. If I didn't have them, I'd stay there probably all night.
Someone told me the name Chet the Jet. What does that mean?
Well, that was in my earlier lifetime when I was probably about 7 pounds lighter, and I would run around the practice field.
When you're a little rugrat?
I was
still?
just I was a
you got the
big
name?
rug
Oh,
rat.
big rug.
I was always wide. I just grew into my height. So I grew into my
That's the
width. So yeah, I got the nickname Chet the Jet, and You know, that's when I was younger. All my buddies who would call me that, but it's an oxymoron because I wasn't fast.
Yeah, it just
I was a
rhymed.
jumbo jet, if anything.
Jumbo jet.
C-130. I don't know.
There you go. Well, I know college-wise, you're not doing too well, being a Michigan guy.
Yeah, it took one on the chin.
To Michigan State, really?
Yeah, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to let the little brother win.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it a long while. It's getting kind
They've
of
won
old.
the last at least 2 times
Yeah,
in
it's-
Michigan. The last one was memorable with
Oh,
the punt return,
don't.
that last one. The block punt or
Do you know
whatever
how
the
many
hell that
times
was.
I've lost TVs? Appalachian State.
What's your
this
connection? Because of Niles?
No, it was growing up. Okay, growing up,
Yeah.
LeBray used to look like Ohio State, and when I was younger,
And
the
you
Chet the
lose.
Jet era.
Losing to LeBray?
LeBray was the dirty 30. If they had 25 kids, 30 at the best, and they'd come over everywhere and they'd make the playoffs and they'd win and they were just good. Brookfield looked like Michigan, so I don't know. I got a little love in my heart for Brookfield. And they look like Michigan, and we played them. And Marcus Merrick,
Yes.
his
Darwin
brother
Allman?
Michael,
Okay.
played at Brookfield, and I remember seeing him, and I'm like, I gotta.
Younger brother?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
played against my middle brother, so
Okay.
they were on the same field together. It's like I gotta, and we used to look like Minnesota, and there was no way I was gonna like Minnesota. I'm sorry,
No.
just that M on that helmet just wasn't very pleasing
So
to the
LeBray
eye.
caused you not to be an Ohio State fan.
Yes, because they looked exactly like Ohio State.
And you go for those ugly wing helmets.
I love them.
And the
Love
fight
'em.
song, and they
Yes,
should
Hail
burn
to
all
victory,
that
baby.
stuff, man. Do you get to go to any
Now
games?
listen. I was really close. First couple years of marriage with the wife, and I'm like,
She's a
I-
Buckeye?
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
So I had to. I'm like, oh, honey, how about if I transfer? No, I have to have something to argue about. I go, honey, you arguing with me about everything. So let's have one thing in common. Can we be on the same team? So she won't let me. She won't let me become a Buckeye, and that's fine with me. We got the house divided.
One of those
and-
flags and everything.
Oh, yep. And then if I go watch the game somewhere and they're doing well, I make sure and hoot and holler and have a good time. But usually I'm walking out of there not very happy and just go home and pout for about half an hour and then get after it. It's happened year after year. So.
Yeah,
I-
consistent. They've been pretty consistent.
But if it wasn't for one Ohio State coach, my son wouldn't have the name Cooper. So that's why. 'Cause
Wow.
John Cooper was my favorite coach
so
for
the
Ohio
wife
State.
named that one, man.
No, I think I had to say that.
Wow.
Yeah, because he only beat Michigan, I
No.
think, once out of 11
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he tied one, so that's
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's why he got
Thanks
the
for that memory.
Yeah, you're
But we
welcome.
turned that
Well,
around.
That's why I have him.
Yeah. Well, you could have named him Bo or somebody.
Well,
Lloyd, Bo.
no,
anything?
Lloyd was not going to
No.
happen. Bo could have probably made it, but Cooper was definitely where we're at.
Okay, so we got Jefferson Friday or Thursday.
Thursday.
That's 1-6, Jefferson.
1-6.
That's
Jefferson.
a victory for Liberty.
Yeah, well, they're
The 6-2. Then you go to Newton Falls. There's another victory.
home against Newton Falls.
Or,
Parents'
or
night.
home against Newton
Yeah,
Falls. Another victory.
big night for that one.
And then that sets up the playoff game maybe.
Sets up
It's a
the
Week 10 playoff
the
game.
big rival. Where,
Could be
where
a lot on the line for both teams.
Yeah,
Gerard's going to be probably a road team if they do make it, even if they're 10-0.
yeah.
They just again, you got to play teams with secondary points, I guess.
Like I've said before, we're just looking at Jefferson.
How positive are you though about your next couple weeks?
Quite. Yeah, we know.
got
Back, of, our,
two
back
out of-
of our minds, we know
2
it's-
wins for
we-
sure.
We just can't screw it up Thursday. Can't screw it up Thursday. Have a good time the following Friday, and be very, very focused and chiseled for Gerard in 3 weeks.
Can you get in at 7-3? Do you think? Do you think you will? You could.
Our region's very, very rough right now, so it'll have to be a lot of
What
guys.
are you right now?
12th.
12th. Oh, you got some.
A
Got some
lot
work
of
to do.
guys are jockeying. It's got to
Sure.
be this guy getting beaten, that guy getting beaten, his 2 cousins getting beaten. See what we could get. Some help from the guys that we've beat. So hopefully that'll happen.
Good. Well, I want to thank you for coming in. I wish you a lot of luck this weekend. Keep
Appreciate
it rolling.
Appreciate it.
Couple wins.
Nice finally
Yeah.
to sit down and talk with you and meet in a fine establishment as this place.
Yeah, Kelly's Bar, of course. And,
Yes, sir.
Glad that you can make it. And again, good luck to you on Thursday night.
Thank you. You
Bring
also.
home the victory and
Appreciate it.
keep it rolling in Liberty. North,
That's right.
Youngstown North, as we say.
Yes.
if you will.
You're correct.
Back in the day, it's not the same as before.
Not the same as before,
still-
but it's
still same colors.
We're trying to make it better.
The colors are the same.
That's right,
different
colors
building,
won't bleed.
Everything's good.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're a Buckeye fan, closet Buckeye.
Let's not go too
Let's
far.
not go there. That's Chet Allen, head coach of Liberty High School. They're making a playoff run, even though he won't want to say that. They got to get a couple of victories. We'll see if they can handle Jefferson this Thursday night. And we'll be back with more Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar on Mahoney Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. And welcome back to Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar, Mahoney Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. With me now is the, Dean of Area Sports, if you will.
That just means you're getting older.
Let's see. Dana Ballish, 21 Sports. Welcome to the program here that
Thanks,
we do.
Gary. It's
Appreciate you coming
Pleasure
on.
to be here on your show.
Yeah, thank you. What's exciting? YSU took a little tumble this week. Let's start there. You got you're
it's-
representing.
Yeah, today's Tuesday, and it's still nice outside, so we wear shorts when
There we
when
go.
we're on air.
Let me give you my story. I got back from the Ohio State game late, so Sunday was a kind of a work day for me.
Sure.
And Monday I get to my chemo treatment.
Sure.
I open up the paper to do something reading while I'm there, and I see YSU. I didn't even know YSU lost. Mooney lost the book though. Oh, front page. I go, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
right away.
YSU. I mean, playing at South Dakota, they've never beaten them. South Dakota's never beaten YSU, and
Never
you know,
beaten
it was-
YSU.
It was in the Dakota Dome. This was only the sixth time they played. And
Okay.
Bob Nielsen, the coach at South Dakota, was the former coach at Western Illinois. I know you're very familiar with the Missouri Valley Conference. And it was their Super Bowl. I mean, it was this is their year. They got a great quarterback in Streffler, who threw for 360 yards. Just a guy that runs and again, Gary, I think there was maybe a little letdown because of the big one over South Dakota State. A team I
Were
know
we
you're-
expecting a win?
Yeah, I was at the Dakota Dome. Yeah, I was
No,
expecting. a win.
yeah, South Dakota, right?
South,
yeah.
South Dakota State, I was not expecting a win.
Okay.
I thought South Dakota State, with the three guys they had in Christian, their quarterback, and the two NFL guys in Goder, and
But we get that win.
Get that win and dominate in a game you'll never see again. They held the ball for 45 minutes. South Dakota State had the ball for 3 minutes and 36 seconds in the second half.
Unbelievable.
And then you go there and this team.
And you're expecting to win that
I'm
game.
expecting to win at South Dakota.
Okay.
And they had 10,000 in a small dome, but it was loud and